Welcome to Lee Pitts Live. We're so excited to come to you to talk to you about an outstanding event that's going to be happening on Juneteenth, to celebration of Juneteenth. The Africa is all history continues is great. Putting on programs in the community. We get to eat some African food. You come out and hear some African music, and you also get a chance to socialize and network. This man right here is making it happen. Kobena, give your full name, man, so I don't mess it up.
Kobena Anaky.
Is it fair to say you're the founder of African is All History here locally?
Yes.
The last time you had an event, I came to it, and it was just a wonderful affair. Let's go back and talk about that for a second. Then we'll go forward and talk about the event you're having for Juneteenth. Talk about your event that you had during Black History Month.
Yeah, during Black History Month, we have an event. It was the first event I organized based on my previous experiences, everything, you know. There were many African nights, but it doesn't incorporate African music, African food. So for me, an African event without African music and African dance is not African event.
Okay.
So therefore, you know, I decided to organize something more related to Africa because let's face it, we have 54 countries in Africa. Over 1.3 billion people live in Africa, so it's very important for the world and especially Southwest Florida to know our event, our culture, our food, our music. So,
outstanding.
Yeah.
And you had a nice turnout that evening. You had a speaker who came in and gave a little history of how Africa impacts all of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitively. You know, I had Dr. Martha Birenda, president for the Blanchard African Museum, African American Museum based in Punta Gorda. She came and she lectured us about African history. And it was something fantastic. She spoke about the various food we are consuming today, and at least 80% of those come from Africa. Even for the coffee, come from Ethiopia. You know,
Ethiopia. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a very nice event. We had African food, African fufu, African music. And believe me, the room was so colorful. It was the African fabric.
It was very colorful.
It was very enjoyable.
And I want people to know as you're watching this, and we're going to invite you to an event that's happening in June, celebration of Juneteenth, which is the symbolic day of the freeing of the Africans from slavery. It is not just for Africans, it's for everybody, the event, right? Go ahead.
Definitively. Juneteenth, usually, when I organize an event, I want that to be attached to an historic date or historic event. So therefore, Juneteenth is very, very important as far as we from Africa or our brother and sister, African American, we are concerned. Because this is a pivotal moment for the black race in general, okay? It's considered basically the day of freedom, okay? Even though it took very long time for us to be free.
And to get the word around.
And even those, we still are not economically free at this time, but we have to get together and celebrate this moment. It was just the beginning. So I choose this specific date so we can get together in a colorful fashion and share African finger food, African music, and enjoy ourselves.
Outstanding. Now let's make sure we give the date and time. I know it's going to be at the American Legion on Jackson Street, not to be confused with the one on Martin Luther King Boulevard, which is a fine American Legion as well. But Jackson Street is downtown Fort Myers. Begin.
Okay, historic date. We all know that June 19, 1865. was the day of the proclamation, okay, of the end of slavery, the Freedom Day. So I choose the specific week. So the following Saturday will be the 22nd June. So June the 22nd at the American Legion in downtown Fort Myers, 1857 Jackson Street. And this is an adult night, is an adult event starting at 8 p.m., okay? We will be dancing the African music, and share and networking everything until 2 a.m. So, folks, be there. You love Africa. You have something in your heart for Africa. You don't have to be African. You can be anything else, you know. But if you feel something in your heart for Africa, show up and let's show you how Africa enjoy themselves.
Do you encourage people to, if they have it in their wardrobe, to dress in some African type clothing?
Oh yeah, definitively. Because I would like the room to be colorful in the African beautiful fabric. You know, is recommended, but is not required. But show up. You know, if you have a dashiki, put that on yourself and let's enjoy life.
I have a dashiki that I'll certainly be wearing. You know, I come out and support all your events as the media sponsor. The I think it's $10 or $15 to get in.
Oh, $15.
Only $15.
Yeah, only $15.
Getting food,
everything,
entertainment. Just only $15. A nice Saturday night, I think that
Saturday night. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Definitely.
So, Kobena, I want to continue to encourage you and thank you for bringing such an authentic type of a celebration to our community, and for you to be African and to recognize Juneteenth and think about it in that great way. Even though you didn't experience slavery, you are familiar with slavery and the fact that everybody was freed. You know, it was a long time, you know, before complete freedom, Jim Crow and Reconstruction and all of that. But before we leave, in Africa in general, is there much conversation there about what happened to the Black Americans here in slavery and all of that?
Oh yeah, definitively. You know, even though, you know, slavery happened here, you know, we are all in the same boat because it did affect us too.
Right.
You know, we could have been more powerful in Africa with, you know, I will think maybe 2 billion people today in Africa if, you know, some of us didn't move west. You know, so it affects all of us. You know, we all suffer from that. You know, there is no deny among ourselves. We are all in the same boat. We are all there for the same purpose. Either we are from Africa or from here, we are brothers and sisters, and you should learn from that and stick together and you know, get the freedom you want one day.
Just like we're sticking together right now. Look at me, I'm African. I can't deny it. Don't want to deny it. He's African. I was born here in America, and I grew up. I'm an African American. He was born in
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire.
The Ivory Coast.
The Ivory Coast.
Yes. The
now,
Ivory Coast.
When did you come to America? Like, what age were you when you came to America?
Oh, I got here March of 15, 1987, and I was 28-year-old. You know, when I arrived here.
Okay, and you go back and forth.
Yeah, definitively. I go back and forth. My wife is from Southern Illinois. You know, she's African American.
Right. And
recently we were in Africa. She has been in Africa almost 7 times now with my kids. You know, so
man, I only been one time. Man, I got to do better. Hey, I have to go back to Africa to get this, or you just send it off and they ship it to you, or what?
Yeah, usually what I do, you know, I communicate with my brothers and sisters, and they put something together when there is a new fashion over there, you know. I get something like 20 or 25 at the time.
As far as paying down, you know? Far as slow paying down, let's catch the shoes and then come back up. Yeah, as far as paying it down, tell us what you're wearing.
This is a regular African outfit, you know. It may be fashion for you, but this is something is being wear. No big deal in the street of Africa, you know. Very comfortable. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you see us over here wearing African clothes, you could tell when we got on some fake stuff, like not the real thing.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen many dashiki, you know, people wearing that, everything, but, you know, it go by the material, you know.
The material.
The fabric, you know. So a good dashiki, you know, the fabric is much better, you know, high quality, everything. So, yeah.
Finally, the what, when, and where one more time. You're encouraging people to come
American Legion. 1857 Jackson Street in downtown Fort Myers. Is 2 blocks away from the police department. So, you know, it will be a safe night. We are going to have wonderful time.
June 22nd.
2nd, Saturday, June 22nd.
That will be the Juneteenth celebration, African food, dress African. And if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a best dress contest. Who's got on the best African outfit?
Yeah, best dress
I can
contest.
see Fars is already running in
There
his
will
head.
be a best dress contest. You know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be part of it, or you know, I
Yeah, you
win
will
that.
win.
But you know, I will give a chance to somebody else to win and have a prize for that.
Nobody's going to win this but me. I'm going to come with my stuff on. I'm going to have on my jewelry that I got from Melody. I'm having my good African stuff on, and I'm winning that first prize. So don't think it's rigged. We'll see everybody out there on June 22nd. And, of course, Leap Is Live will be there. We'll see you.